Thanks for your time. Nice to see you. I know you've had a couple of quick turnarounds, so not a lot of time to spare on the training ground, but I just wanted to catch up with the feeling around the place after the massive achievement of Thursday night. And obviously the result.
Yes, great feeling, great mood here, and yeah, we're enjoying the final weeks of the season. We're in a good shape. Most of the squad, most of the players are available, feeling well, and now we're looking forward to 4 great games we have to play.
So relegation is now mathematically not a possibility. So that's one thing ticked off, I guess.
Of course, we have now 44 points, and it must be. I don't know if there has been a team that got relegated with 44 points. If this ever happened, I don't know, to be honest. So yes, but now it's also mathematically done, and that means, let's say, always the foundation that is always staying in the league is done, but nothing changes, to be honest, because we always still, when we know we have the final weeks, but we still want to improve our game. We want to do better. We want to show the best football we can play, because this is, I think, again, just to repeat myself, this is the standard we created here at the training ground, that we are not just playing for results, we are playing to improve, we are playing to raise our standards, we are playing to see the best of every player, yeah, and to see the best of a Crystal Palace team, and that is, I think that's more important than just the points.
Obviously, though, in a couple of weeks' time, a season-defining game, a big game for you. How, for you personally, and for the players, what portion of the brain is on that? How much can you allow to think ahead to that big game?
Of course, to be honest, we started now watching Vallecano, so I will also go to Valencia and see them live on Thursday, but in the daily work, 0, to be honest. So it was total focus was on our team, like always. Is recovery will be our 57th game, and just now having a quick turnaround because it's the 3rd game within 6 days, and of course preparing for City, showing the players today how they play. Such attacking football, it's incredible. But on the other side, also showing them where we can find our chances to score against them. We had a very tough defeat at home when we lost 3-0. I think we were much better than the result showed, and now we want to do better. We want to be more efficient. We believe in us that we can create a couple of chances, but of course the big challenge is to control their attack with Doku, who is in an incredible shape right now, not just with his dribblings, also scoring and getting assists. Of course, Haaland, we don't need to talk about him. Semenyo, Jerky, Phil Foden, so many attacking players. Omar Mamouche, I know him from Wolfsburg, and this is what we have to control first, but then we really believe that we will find our spaces to score.
It's 3 games in 6 days. So bearing that in mind, will you think about rotating, given you've got more big games coming up?
I think this you could have found the answer before, because when you watch our games, let's say, I don't know, starting with Fiorentina, when we had now this amount of games playing every 3rd day, we always rotated a few players. This was between the Fiorentina games, I think it was Newcastle, it was then West Ham, it was at Bournemouth, when we also planned our substitutions with after 45 minutes at halftime, and it's just necessary. Such a long season, but also I showed the players today, and that really impressed me massively, is in the last league round against Everton, we were in every physical data, we were top 3 in the Premier League in this round. And it's just playing 3 days after Shakhtar, more or less the same team, and I think I made 2 substitutions, and it just shows in which incredible well shape all the players are. Physically, But now is of course, and I always talk to the players. I look into their eyes, how they show, how they walk, how they train. It's not really a training, to be honest. It's just a little bit of moving around and having fun. But I'm watching how they move around, and then hopefully picking up the team that does best.
Is it at all in your thoughts that if you do win all 3 of your remaining games, you will equal the amount of points that you made in the Premier League last season, which of course was your Crystal Palace's best ever season?
Yes, I talked to the players also. I said it would be nice if we have at least the second time, consecutive time, a 5 in front of the points, because this would mean at least the second best season. But playing 50% more games. So this, again, it just shows, and I think now with 44 points, this is more or less the average in the last 7-8 years of the Crystal Palace points, but playing 50% more games, playing now having a European final ahead. So it's this group of players deserve any credit, how hard they are working, how committed they are, and how they deal with some setbacks, what we definitely had during the season. And being now at the end of the season in this fantastic situation, being able to play or equalize the best Premier League season, or let's say playing the second best season ever regarding the points, playing a European final, and this really, they deserve everything.
Just wanted to remind you what I asked you on Thursday night, and your very honest answer regarding, the Premier League has went over 38 match weeks, not just one, and you're here to do a job for Crystal Palace, and it would be nonsense if there were any critics about rotating. I don't know whether you've on social media, but 9 million people have watched that statement on X, and the vast majority agree with what you say, that you're exactly right in what you said. Well, that is the truth, isn't it? The way to, I guess, to avoid any discussion before that Arsenal game would be to get a point at Manchester City, and then it's in Arsenal's hands to beat Burnley.
Yeah, it's in both hands, If, let's say, City wins all 3 games with 10-0, they will, they have a chance. If Arsenal drops a point, if Arsenal wins both games, they will win the title. And so, and I think and after your question, to be honest, I had a look at my payslip. So if I do get some money from Arsenal or City, I couldn't find it. And then I felt really, I said the wrong thing. So I'm responsible for Crystal Palace, and not for Arsenal and for City. And just got the confirmation. And this is what we always do, we always think what's best for us. And I think this is our responsibility. And I think our influence in the title race will be definitely, I don't know if it's less than the VR.
This is very true. The point I was making was, if you do get a point at Manchester City tomorrow night, then all could be over by this match weekend, rather than it going over and having the debate and the controversy.
I don't think about it. I think if we make a point, we can't equalize our points record, so that's what we are looking at. But this point can help us getting the 5 in front. So this is our approach, and also, again, and I'm always very honest also with the players. I said we have now 2.5 weeks to go for our big game. Yes, it is the biggest game we have to play right now. It will be the final. And what are we doing with these 3 Premier League games in between? And I just told them my experiences, that it's not possible to switch off now for 2 weeks and then switch on 2 days before the final. It's just not possible. Especially, so we really, everyone, especially the players, invested so much to get this turnaround after really tough weeks and months in December and January. And we would be really stupid if we throw this away. We're just now dropping our focus and being laid back and all this stuff. So that's why we go to City. And it's the same, and I mentioned this so often, and really I said exactly the same to the players today. So if you don't want to win tomorrow, let me know, because then we will stay in London and enjoy the lovely sunny weather. Makes no sense making a very long day trip. But they all said, no, we want to go there, showing our best performance, and of course want to win. We know how challenging this will be, because City, I don't know, just had a look, I think, and didn't lose for 13 games now in the Premier League. I don't know how long they are unbeaten at home, so it is very challenging, but that's the only reason we go to Manchester tomorrow.
We all know how much this club means to you. I wasn't at the game against Everton, but obviously I was there on Thursday night, and it was interesting. The fans were again singing your name after maybe some difficult months. How nice was that for you?
Yes, very nice. I think all of us prefer that to be appreciated and to be praised than to be booed, of course. But on the other side is I always think can look into the mirror. So I know not everybody has to agree what I'm saying all the time, but they always say, let's see what I feel is right and how my emotions and my feelings are, and then if somebody doesn't like it, it's completely okay if somebody lets me know. So talking quite often about it is not everybody has to clap my shoulder and hug me all the time. So if somebody doesn't like what I'm doing, it's a great feedback. Yeah? Then I think about it. So could I act differently in future times? So all this feedback, and also the fans always have a very honest feedback, because they have just one thing they are considering, and this is the club. Yeah, so they are not, and if they are not pleased with something I'm doing, I'm saying, they let me know, and this is a good feedback. And then I'm thinking about should I have done something differently? Was everything okay? And sometimes I think yes, it was, and sometimes I think maybe I could have acted a little bit better, calmer, more aggressive, or whatever. Choosing different words, sometimes saying nothing or whatever. And this is. Again, I can live with this, but yeah, I prefer being loved and being hated, definitely.
Just finally, sorry to ask, but where would you like to hear the fans chanting your name next season? Which country? In England or somewhere else?
No, that is, I don't know. I would really be pleased if I hear my name again, but not for personal reasons, after the Leipzig game, because then we have a great ending with winning the Conference League, but again, it's not for me. It's for the players, it's for the club, it's for our fans. So everything we do for all of us, because then we're enjoying ourselves and having just a great time in life.
Well done.
Thank you.
Hello. Can I start by checking team news, please? How's the squad shaping up for tomorrow?
I would be the same squad like against Everton. So I think the first 50 minutes were open today. I could see Evan Guessar and Borna Souza taking part in the first part of the training session. We are now working towards Brentford with Evan and Borna. Hopefully they are available for this game. They also need a few minutes to get back into shape, and all others are fine.
Thank you. Are these next three, these final three Premier League games, Oliver, an opportunity for some players to potentially play there into the starting 11 ahead of the final?
Well, yes, this can always be, and it's really it's a funny but also a true story. Is when we played this FA Cup semi-final against Villa, we played 3 days before at the Emirates, and I made just one change, and it was Daichi. I started Daichi Kamada, who at that time it was more Will Hughes or Jeff Lerman who started next to Adam Wharton. But I felt that giving them a little bit of rest, they're not so young anymore, and all of a sudden Daichi Kamada was the best player against Arsenal. We drew 2-2 there. And then I changed my mind, because I already had in my mind starting Will or Jeff against Aston Villa. And then on Friday I said, no, it's unfair. They're always telling the players your performance gets you into the team or gets you out of the team. Yeah? It's just a performance, nothing else. And if a player was the best in the game before, he deserves to start again. And Daichi Kamada started, and from this moment he was in the team and doing incredibly well. And this is, every player has the chance, and every game, to be honest, now, because we don't really train a lot. So it's difficult to show up in training, but in game. And we also, and we know that we can't end the season successfully, and especially win the final. It's not possible to win it with 11 players. So everything can happen. It could be an extra time. I had this, an extra time penalty shootout. So then usually you have maybe 6 substitutions. That means you need at least 16 who play. And now is getting everybody into a situation where he can be his best version at the final. Yeah, and this, of course, that means giving a few players maybe a bit more minutes, yeah, to show up, also to get back into a rhythm, but on the other side, to keep the players in a rhythm who are doing really well. For example, like Ismaila and all the backs, Maxence, I don't know, played 46 games already, or 47, or 52, or whatever, I don't know. And this is how we want to deal with these 3 Premier League games, always nominating the best available players for this game, but also, of course, managing the minutes, let's say, better, not just for these games, also for the other games. So because I made, for example, 2 substitutions against Everton, but now I really plan to have always 5 substitutions, earlier substitutions, so that we can split the minutes among the players.
You mentioned before the physicality that your side showed against Everton at the weekend. I thought also it was a really entertaining, open game. And I think the response from the fans was that it was that as well. How important is it that these last 3 games in the Premier League are entertaining, and how much are you able to give your side the almost freedom to play how they want now that you are safe in the Premier League?
But you always have freedom to play, but never lose the balance. And I was very pleased with our attacking game, to be honest. How many chances we created, how determined we played forward. But I was not pleased with the balance, and we showed the players, and well, that's why I said we're always critical with us, and we conceded 3-3 in 2 games in the last 3 Premier League games, and it was always the first goal after 6 minutes against Everton, after 9 minutes against Bournemouth with a corner on the near post. So this is, we have to do better. Then I think Everton had 3 chances in transition when we had a set play. Yeah, it was Dewsbury Hall, it was twice on Jai, I think, and we conceded a goal against Liverpool with Robertson from a transition after our set play. So we need a better rest defense when we have attacking set plays. We showed the players, because this is what we have to do better. So I don't want that it's up and down, because I think then it's not possible to win against Manchester City. If you have let's say an open game, City will be better, definitely.
You've had some open end-to-end games in the Premier League against Pep Guardiola. I think it's 20 goals in the 4 games that you've played. Of course, the FA Cup final win as well. How much have you enjoyed managing against him over these past few years that you've been here?
Of course, I'm always enjoying playing games against great teams and against great managers. You can always learn a lot from it. And but on the other side, it's not just playing against them, it's also winning against them. Fortunately, we could do it in a very important game. It was the only win, to be honest, and I also really quite open, told the players we have to do better in our defense. So we always have a lot of chances against them. So the only game we won, I think, with the least chances in all the games. This was the FA Cup final, and we were very efficient, and they completely the opposite. In the other games, I remember when we were 2-0 up there, scoring the 3-0 was disallowed, was offside, and then we lose 5-2, so we conceded 3 in the last game, we conceded 5 there, we drew 2-2 once, we had a 4-2, so we always conceded too many goals, and I think the reason is because we played too open, and if they get space, you know, if these players, their attacking players, get space, you can't defend them. No defender in the world can defend Jeremy Doku, Semenyo in a 1v1 in an open, being exposed. It's not possible. I don't know them. But together, if we support each other, if we keep the distances short between us, then it's possible to defend these world-class players. And also then, And this is how City is playing. They're having many players in their attack. Wolves, you know, some could see some clips where they had 7 players in the box. So that means you have 3 players outside the box on 85 yards, and this is a chance as well. But we have to control their world-class attack first, and then we'll get our chances.
Just finally from me, 4 games left to go in all competitions, as we know. You're going to tell me that it's not about you, but how much do you want to make sure that you do enjoy this, what will be a very short remaining period for you as manager of Crystal Palace?
Yeah, the most important part will be the weather. So if it's like today, I will definitely enjoy, because then I get a tan like you have already.
That's wine, not sun.
Okay. And no, I will definitely enjoy it. So it's really, I enjoy it all the time, even when there were really some challenging times. But being part of this club, being part of this group, great group of players, great staff, it really makes a lot of fun. And of course, we're playing for something with a big goal ahead. It makes everything easy. Yeah, it's now starting like a bit, I don't know if it's the right word, like a farewell tour. You know, for example, played tennis yesterday at Wimbledon, so for the last time, so I played a few times there. Having dinner there was the last time now. Maybe I come back for the championships in July. I don't know, but yes, this is besides this. But again, for me, it's not the place that makes something special. It's always the people that make a place special. Yeah? And I met amazing people within the club, and I met amazing people outside the club, and many of these relationships will continue. And this is how it was at Frankfurt. This is how it was at Wolfsburg, and also before in Austria. And so that's why I will definitely enjoy until the final day.
Thank you. It's not easy to get a pass at Wimbledon, by the way. No? You've done well to get a pass to play at Wimbledon. Not everyone gets a pass to play in the Championship.
Yeah, but it was not on grass, to be honest, so it was indoor. But I played once on grass. Yeah, it's we need good relationships.
Did you win?
No, I'm always playing with former ATP players, so no, they dropped their level to mine, so I can't raise mine to theirs. But we always have a lot of fun, and it's interesting. Also, I like to meet people out of football. Yeah, so it's 300, feels like 350 days. It's football. And then you get a little bit blind. I don't know how you have to say. You know, when you're just always the same. And I like to meet people outside football, and tennis, former tennis players, tennis coaches, working, just listening to the mindset. We're talking they were top 10, top 15 in the world in tennis. Their experiences dealing with pressure, dealing with situations, preparing for a big game, being maybe the underdog when you play, let's say a few years ago when you played Nadal or Djokovic or Federer, maybe you were the underdog, but how could you, did you have to believe you can win, and the opposite, we have many games, so they play sometimes day by day, every second day in a Grand Slam, having a 5-set game, and 2 days later again being fatigued, but you have to be fresh, But and it's also great with individual sports is you can't point at somebody else because it's always you. Yeah? It's your responsibility. Taking this responsibility, it's so interesting to talk to them, and that's why I'm always enjoying. And of course, I honestly had a terrible game yesterday. I was really upset and disappointed with my tennis game, but I have more time in June to improve it.
Thanks everyone, that's the end of the broadcast.
I will broadcast it.
Yeah.